So today I'm going to teach you how to pack for Europe for a week and a half without having to check a bag. I packed these bags just this morning in under half an hour, and so we're going to go through that. We're going to start with the suitcase first. This is a carry-on size suitcase. It has two different places with my address on it. Okay, a lot of suitcases have a built-in thing. I always have an additional tag that is easy to spot that also has my address. All right, let's look at the front because people don't often think about this front pocket. I don't put very much in it. I put two things. I put a trash baggie in case we get into any areas that involve dirt or mud or something like that. I want to keep that stuff separate from the rest of my luggage, right? So I don't use this very often, but I want it there just in case. And a little dryer sheet put in my dirty clothes bag, which I'll show you in a little bit, will make it not stink so bad. All right, so that's why I have those. They don't take up much space. The key for me is that I want to pack economically and still have room to bring home souvenirs because I want to get stuff for all my friends and family while I'm over there and bring that stuff back. And so I don't mind checking a bag on the way back because if my luggage gets lost on the way back, they're going to deliver it to my house. That's not a problem. If my luggage gets lost on the way to Europe, especially on a trip where the very first day we're traveling 4 hours away from the airport that we come in, it's going to be hard to get me my stuff, which is why I say, like, you've got to try to do it this way just in case, because it's not, will I have all my stuff or will I not? It's, will I have any stuff if I check it? Because there's always that risk. All right, let's take a look at the inside. The most important part for me is this. I have a collapsible duffel, all right, in the top. My collapsible duffel has two functions, all right? One, now I have an additional bag that on the way back, I'll check one of these two. I'll either check my carry-on or that, and the other one will be a carry-on. That gives me more space for souvenirs, more space for all sorts of other things. And during the course of the trip, that bag is going to act as my dirty clothes hamper. So I'm going to take that dryer sheet, I'm going to put it in that bag, and as I finish wearing clothes, that's where it's going to go. All right, I am not going to show you in dramatic detail my socks and underwear, but I do have that. This is one of the things that you want to be sure that you have. I always pack one more than the number of days because that's not something I want to run out of. All right. This one is not a necessity, but and everybody has a weird thing about something, right? My weird thing is I don't like my bare feet on hotel room floors, okay? So I have a pair of sandals just for the hotel. All right. Next, I want us to take a look at tops and bottoms. I have a variety here, but I've packed for tops, I've packed one for every day of the trip. And one of the things that I want you to notice, so I packed two short sleeve button downs. It's going to be really hot while we're there. I packed two casual sleep or undershirts. I've packed 3 polos, and I've packed 3 t-shirts. But I want you to notice something about my t-shirts. They are not traditional t-shirts, right? I don't want to put a target on my back that I am a tourist while I am over there. So I'm not going to wear anything with words on it. I'm not going to wear I Heart New York. I'm not going to wear something with a graphic of SpongeBob. Nothing like that. I want to be nondescript. All right? Then, when it comes to my bottoms, I have packed them so that I wear them at least twice. Now, I packed a little bit of extra because I know that we're going to go to Vatican City and Castel Gandolfo. So I have 1 pair of longs and everything else is shorts. All right? So I packed 4 shorts and 1 pair of longs. In addition, I'll have my long pants that I wear on the way there. So for 9 days, I'm only going to have to re-wear my bottoms 3 times, which is completely doable. And the way that I recommend doing that to help maintain with the dirty clothes there is that I wear my double days for my bottoms it's in a row. Then once they get it into my dirty clothes, I'm done with them for the trip. Does that make sense? All right, you might have noticed that in this main carry-on, I don't have any of my toiletries or anything like that. That's because I don't want to have to get into this as I'm going through security. So everything else goes in my backpack. Now I've seen some of your backpacks. And the key to effective packing for a backpack for a European trip is not to overpack and to have bags inside your bags for additional organization. All right, so we're gonna look inside my backpack first. I've got my toiletry bag. For a trip like this, I usually like gel deodorant, but because I want to minimize my liquids and gel counts as a liquid, I switch to a dry deodorant for European trips. All right, you'll notice everything that is not liquid, I don't have in the Ziploc bag, and I fit everything liquid into this so that if they ask me to pull it out at security, I can. And in here, I have, you know, part of why I stay so youthful looking is I do have a skincare routine that I take with me on my trip. So I got travel sizes of all that stuff. You can get travel containers if you want to just put stuff. Travel containers are pretty easy. And I get travel size of toothpastes. 2 travel toothpastes should do you for 9 days. All right, I also have a little travel cologne so I can stay smelling nice and fresh. And it's all in that really, really easily, right? And I have a brush because I'm a long-haired person. My Q-tips are in the front with my backup hair ties. All right, also, I've got my medication. Now, some of you might not take medication, but when you're my age, I bet you will start having to take medication. Most meds are on a 7-day thing, okay? And this is a cloth bag that my sister made for me, a cloth pencil bag. If you don't have other ways of organization, these are cheap and easy to get. Cloth pencil bag for micro organization is really, really helpful. We're there for more than a week. I have my 7-day, but I also have another 7-day for the things that's over a week so that I don't get things mixed up. Now, a lot of travel places will say, bring pills in original containers. I have never done that. I think it takes up too much space, and nobody has ever given me a problem about it. It is important that you know what each pill you're bringing is so that you can explain it if you have to. All right, so there's my drugs. All right, this, for many of you, is going to be the most important bag. And this could easily fit into a cloth pencil bag. This is my cord bag, all right? So in my cord bag, first off, these are my favorite kind of adapters, of electric adapters. They come in a whole bunch of different styles, but these are small and easy to pack. These are the ones I like. And then I have my cords for my, I have a backup for my phone, and I have one for my watch. All right, I keep those cords separately. Now imagine if I didn't do this micro organization, I just shoved all this stuff into my bag, every time I needed to get something, it would be an issue. I'm trying to make it as quick and easy as possible. I have my iPad because we're going to be doing lots of traveling on buses and boats and trains, and I will probably preload some South Park episodes on Max on my iPad to watch on the plane, and I will probably also be reading some books. So this could easily be just a separate book, but that's what I bring for entertainment, especially for travel, and I always bring an umbrella. Even if rain is not in the forecast, I bring an umbrella. So we're not quite done with my bag yet. Let's look to the front. In the front of my bag, I've got my passport in a passport holder, in a VFID passport holder. All right? And I've got it in there. If this is your first trip, make sure your passport is signed. If it's not, they will make you do that before you can get through passport control. You might notice too, when I'm traveling in a place that uses Euro, I keep an extra 20 in my wallet, in my passport, and in my toiletry bag. That way I always have a backup somewhere, all right? I might be overly cautious, but that's how I do it. All right, change purse. You're gonna use change a lot more often in Europe than you do in the US, and it's much easier to keep track of it in here because a €1 and even sometimes a 2 can come in coin form. All right, I've got some hair ties in there. This is maybe the most important thing I bring. This is my portable charger. I recommend getting one that's tiny. Why don't I have it in my cord bag? Because I'm probably going to use this on the plane. All right, and then I also have a basic phone cord to plug in on the plane. It's in here somewhere. And then just random like pins and stuff. All right, that's not everything. So I've got my checked bag and I've got my backpack. I'm ready for my 9 days. What am I wearing on the plane? You'll notice I didn't bring a backup pair of shoes. You don't need it. And I'm a guy that at home I like to either run or go to the gym every day. You will not have time. I brought athletic clothes on one of my trips. We're going to be so dead by the time we get back to the hotel that you're going to just go to sleep, and you're going to be walking over 20,000 steps every day. So do not worry about getting an extra workout in. You don't need to pack any of that stuff. One pair of shoes is going to do you for the week, but it's lots and lots of walking, so I don't recommend sandals or flip-flops for most of the trip. Plan to wear your shoes every day. Bring enough socks to do that. On my person, I like to wear long pants on the plane because I think that plane seats can sometimes be a little gross. All right, and I will probably bring a light jacket. I don't imagine that we're going to need anything to. I don't imagine it's ever going to be cold on this particular trip, but I'll bring a light jacket just in case, and I might bring a cap if I feel like wearing a hat. That I'm going to wear on my person as I go in. I will also have, of course, my wallet, in which I will have a minimum of €20 for the trip, and I will also on my person have my money belt, because I'm carrying all of our tip money for everything. So that is how you pack for a week and a half in Europe in a way that will let you get everything you need. It's easy to get to your stuff, and you won't have to check a bag.